on YouTube. So I had every intention to film the video on the brake comparison between the power stop rotors and pads that I have now versus the stock rotors and pads, but with Mother's Day and the rain and everything like that we got last night, I don't think I'd have an accurate representation of traction and stuff like that on the ground. So that's gonna have to happen another day. But instead, I want to talk a little bit more about the Water Methanol Kit. I've had a lot of questions about how much I'm liking it, how much water methanol I'm going through. So I just kind of want to touch base on those questions in this video. So those of you that don't really know about it, it is a system that sprays water and methanol, a 50-50 mix, into the intake, cooling the air and increasing the octane of the fuel, giving you more power because the air is cooler and more dense, and then it allows us to be a little bit more aggressive on the tune. We're getting ready to take off here in a second. Let me see if I can show you some intake temperatures. I've been sitting at a red light here, but let's see if I can look at this. Intake's 62, it's 52 outside. So as soon as I get on a little bit here for the water methanol system to start spraying, watch the temperature drop. So that's just a little bit of a spray right there. It's super humid out right now because of the rain, so the water's not evaporating as efficiently, so the cooling is a little bit slower. But just taking off from that light right there, we went from 70 degrees down to 61 degrees, and it's 52 degrees outside. So that's kind of a poor example. I'll show another video clip here to show a better example of what the Water Methanol Kit does. So here's the water meth. It's 58 degrees out, sitting at a red light, so intake temperature is 64 degrees. Light acceleration, well, light enough to where it's spraying a little bit. And there you can see intake air temperatures actually do drop below ambient temperature. Right there, we're 3-4 degrees below ambient. But at its best, I mean, so far the warmest day we've had was about 90 degrees, and I've seen 60 degree temperatures on a 90 degree day. So 30 degrees below ambient. So that's actually an epic result right there. So how much water methanol do I go through? It depends on how hard I drive it. If I'm doing a track day, I'm probably going to go through quite a bit just in that day. But on average, I probably go through about a quarter gallon per week. That's probably a quarter gallon per two fill-ups, two fills of the gas tank. When I first got this, I was probably going through about half a gallon a week, but I was just kind of playing around with the car and getting used to the new feel of it. So it's not too bad. Water methanol, if you buy it in bulk, in cases of 4, the water methanol goes for about $35 or so for 4 gallons, so less than $10 a gallon. So I mean, if you don't want to have like an extra operating cost for your car, this is probably not going to be the mod for you. But you know, race car, you know, we modify our cars not because we want to save money on fuel or anything like that. We modify our cars because we enjoy the driving experience. So, you know, a little bit extra cost to drive the car, it's not gonna make or break my decision in the mornings on what car I'm gonna drive, but that's not too bad. The specifics on this, a lot of people are asking me whether or not it's worth doing the water methanol mod or the water methanol kit. If you have a boosted car, I'm gonna say yes. It's gonna be worth it, because when you're compressing air either through a supercharger or a turbocharger, that increases the temperature of the air through compression. It's just the way laws of physics and stuff like that work. I do have an air-to-air intercooler, which does help with cooling the air. Prior to the Water Methanol Kit, I would run about 5 to 10 degrees above ambient temperatures. The Water Methanol Kit keeps everything in check. So in a boosted application, I'd say yes. For a naturally aspirated application, if you got the money laying around, sure, spend the money on it, but it's the results are not going to be as good as they are in a boosted application. If you have plans of boosting your car in the future, I wouldn't buy the Water Methanol Kit while you're naturally aspirated. It's 2 different kits that you have to that you use depending on a naturally aspirated situation or a boosted situation. So unless you really want to waste money and buy the naturally aspirated kit and then buying a boosted kit once you get supercharged later, fine, you can do that. But I'm running a Snow Stage 2 kit with dual injectors. So one injector activates and sprays whatever it needs to spray when I'm kind of in low boost, stuff like that. But if I'm flooring it and reaching the higher RPMs, higher boost and stuff, the second injector will actually engage and spray. So here's the boost gauge actually in use. So you can see that bar and then the asterisk. So right there you saw the boost gauge being used. It reads the PSI. That red bar across the bottom shows how much it's spraying the water methanol into the intake, and then when you see that asterisk on the side, that's the second injector that's engaged right there. So that's both injectors spraying. Now, cost of the Water Methanol Kit. The kit itself, I got a Snow Stage 2. The Snow Stage 3 is going to be quite a bit more expensive than that. But the Snow Stage 2, that's not too bad. If you really want a kit like that, the basic kit runs right around 600. I don't know the exact numbers. I'm just ballparking what the kits are, but it's right around 600. Then you would buy like an upgraded water methanol reservoir. So I have a 2.5 gallon reservoir. Then if you want the dual nozzle injectors, that would be an upgrade as well. So just make sure you understand what you're exactly looking for in this kit, and then order all the pieces at one time, so you only have to do the install once, and just make sure it's done right. So that's pretty much all I have to say about the Water Methanol Kit right now. I absolutely love it. It's enabled us to go from about 6 to 8 degrees of timing in this car to about 16 degrees of timing. So that's a pretty big area of improvement for power. I was at about 521 all-wheel horsepower before, and with the Water Methanol Kit, when I'm doing my race tune and everything like that, we're upper 500s. We're pushing almost 600 horsepower. So don't have an exact number on that one, but you know, I've increased about 40 horsepower, 50 horsepower. Just from that Water Methanol Kit and increasing the timing on the tune. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions regarding this Water Methanol Kit or anything else about the car, feel free to post it in the comments below. Hit me up on Instagram. But you know, 99% of the build of this car has been documented on the channel, so feel free to check out the YouTube channel and look for some of the videos. Get your answers that way. Anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Hopefully we get these exhaust cutouts installed, and I can also find a nice day to where I can do the testing for the new brakes to see if they're worth the $500 for the kit. I bought them when they were on clearance, so I got them about 50% off, but the kit retails for about $500. It's the Power Stop brake and Z36. Z26, oh, whatever. I'll clarify that on the other video. But yeah, it retails for a little over $500. I got it 50% off when they were doing a sale. But anyways, stay tuned for that video, and I'll see you on the next video. Sorry about all the rambling.